the only request today on this 4th of July late morning is the kids want to shoot. They want to go down to the pit, the sand pit, and shoot. And I was thinking about, growing up in Maine, having a gun was a huge responsibility. For us kids who grew up with guns, it was like a tool. If you were using a gun or driving a tractor or a four-wheeler or a boat, which all are things that happen at a very young age here, they're all tools and they're treated as such. You learn the ins and outs of watching where your muzzle is, seeing your target and beyond, making sure that if you're shooting, you're being safe, you're wearing ear protection. It's just a way of life. The same way you would learn to use a PTO, right? Which is on a tractor, is something that spins and spins and spins. And there was a horrific accident when I was younger. A young girl that worked on a farm. Actually, she lived on a farm. I think she got her hair caught in the PTO, and you can just imagine what happened. Horrible situation. So there's a lot of things that you can get hurt, whether it's driving a little boat with an outboard motor, not being safe, whether you're on the ice in the middle of the winter, knowing how thick the ice is so you don't fall through and drown. And so my kids were brought up that way. They were brought up understanding these things. My son, he started trapping when he was maybe 12 years old. And the first thing was he had to go to a trapping course and learn how to trap, which the state put on. And then he would get up in the morning at 5 o'clock in the morning. He would hike a half mile through the woods by himself in the dark, and he would check his trap line. Same thing with my daughter. She was brought up, and they both had guns growing up. My son had a gun cabinet. He kept the key to it. It was his responsibility. And I think that's a big thing, is responsibility. There's a lot of things in life that can hurt you. There's a lot of things in life that are dangerous, okay? But the most dangerous thing is the person that's uneducated using those things. When I was growing up, it was three-wheelers. Three-wheelers were fucking dangerous. I mean, I can't even tell you how dangerous they were. To get good on a three-wheeler, you really had to understand how that machine moved. And when we grew up, of course, I'm a Gen Xer in the 80s and 90s, mostly in the 90s for me because I'm a child of 79. We didn't wear helmets when we went snowboarding. We didn't wear helmets when we were, on our mountain bikes, going off-road. It was just us in the woods, and I'll tell you, we made a lot of mistakes. We got hurt a lot, and that's also part of growing up. But we knew that if we were to take our gun and go hunting, that we had to be safe and careful and follow the laws of owning a firearm, and these are moral laws. So I've taught both my kids, when they're growing up, all of these things, and that knowledge hopefully is passed on to their kids, and so on and so forth. You don't want kids to be scared of firearms. Like you don't want them to be like, oh my gosh, it's a gun. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I mean, when I was raising my kids, if they killed something, they had to eat it. That was the rule in my house. And I remember one day my son came home with a chipmunk, and he felt bad about killing the chipmunk, and he ended up eating that chipmunk regardless of how it tasted. That was the law. That was the rule in my house. Kill it, eat it. We don't kill things just for the sake of killing. And I feel like that was a good way to raise the kids, so they didn't become trophy hunters or just out there shooting things for the sake of shooting things. If you're going to take a life, it's got to be for a purpose, and it's got to end up in the freezer. It's got to end up as a meal. So whether it's hunting or fishing, it's the same thing for me. If you're going to catch it and keep it, you're going to cut it and eat it. So anyways, we're down here at the sand pit. I'm going to take my daughter and her boyfriend Zach shooting. And we've got a great location here to do this at. I'm going to check it out. There we go. This is my brother-in-law's property. And he's got a lot of acreage. So we've got the shooting bench, everything is set up where you can be safe. And at the other end, there's a sand pit bank with a place to hang the targets. Every deer hunting season, not lately because I haven't hunted for a long time, but every deer hunting season, folks come down here and sight in their rifles every year, and it's a good time. So today we're going to shoot my Wyndham Weaponry AR. Wyndham Weaponry was from Wyndham, Maine. That's where this AR was made, which is pretty cool. Maine doesn't have any more manufacturing for ARs. There was two. One of them sold. The guy that sold, I think it was Bushmaster. He started, then he sold Bushmaster, started Wyndham Weaponry, then sold that. But I do have an AR from that. We're going to shoot a couple of, Chloe's boyfriend wanted to shoot some Desert Eagles, so we're going to do that. And here's my nephew here. Big Nick.
What's happening?
What's happening? Did you shoot some skeet this morning?
No, we're getting ready to go up and shoot. You want to go?
I do. I actually, I want these guys to shoot a little bit because he just got a gun for his birthday. Sure. So, Zach, decked out in that RTX.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got it. It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's sweet. What is it? Is it a 2019? Yeah. Is it loaded inside? Is it all? No, it's just.
This kid needs his own YouTube channel. Yeah. Doesn't he? He freaking needs his own YouTube channel. Actually, Kip was telling me, my business partner, that why doesn't this kid have a YouTube channel? He'd freaking have millions of followers. Biggest redneck on the planet.
So I went to Heights on.
This is your shooting attire?
2019. I was gonna.
It is America's birthday. I like the hat.
Sweet.
Budweiser, huh? Yes, Chloe. Way to represent. Yes.
I didn't want to.
Nick, why don't you have a YouTube channel yet?
I'm all good at editing.
Is that what it is? You're good at talking
Really
shit.
Good at talking. Yep.
Really good at talking shit. No, yeah,
You never gotta be.
always got to show, clear the action before you hand it over. There you go.
Sweet.
Yeah. And here's the twin. There's the twin. It feels good to hold both of them because you feel like Deadpool.
Case hardened on is crazy.
Yeah, case hardened's cool.
Absolutely.
You got to hold both.
Gotta hold both.
How good does that feel?
I don't know if I can handle both at the same time though. That's a lot.
Made in Maine, Wyndham Weaponry.
I thought he was talking to me.
No, I'm not talking to you. Very cool. You know, just in case there's an apocalypse or something, the two places you can survive in a post-apocalyptic event, they say, are Maine and Northern California. Listen, if the New Hampshire bridge got to go, it's got to go. So, you know, we're up here just surviving. That thing has no nut.
Which one?
Oh, her gun is here?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which one?
Your rifle?
The pink one?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
Let's get that.
Okay, remember, probably shorten this up for you a little bit. Save fire, okay? sure it's clear. Pull it back and you're gonna see it eject. There you go. Do it one more time. I do it out of OCD habit. Yeah, you're good. What were you shooting at?
I shot at all of them, but mainly the top too.
You know, I got those freaking shooting shoes on. That's what I'm talking about. These are freaking Maine style boat shoes. They're not just for the coastal Maine, they're for the freaking woods and waters. Like, good shooting shoes. Let's go. Did you get anything? Who's winning? Come on, Zach. Don't let her beat you. Come on, Chloe. Don't let him beat you.
I hit it 3 times.
Nice, babe. Good.
Get the gun.
These scaredy boys. Getting the women into hunting things. I know, right? The girl who doesn't hunt and doesn't fishes. Oh, she's. I told her very nice, and I just want you to know. These scaredy boys will make you do things.
The gun expert just fixed a jam we had going on.
Very good, sir. Thank you much.
Excellent.
Did you record Nick doing that? We're gonna Deadpool this thing. This is the Desert Eagles, color case hardened twins. A buddy of mine, JP Donnell, former SEAL sniper, he did it a few years ago and I haven't done it, so I had to give it a try. JP, it's the only reason. Won't be doing it again. Nobody should try to be like Deadpool. He's a character, he's not real. Got it? When it comes to raising kids, parenting, for my kids, I stripped the TV out of the house. My wife and I, we were pretty ruthless, so we actually removed the TV when they were little kids, and then we had a small TV where they could watch Disney stuff and, you know, whatever we approved, and then we didn't allow them to have cell phones until they were 14, because we didn't want them to get caught up in all the social media bullshit. Once they started playing sports, it was kind of necessary for communication. So kind of old school. My goal was to kind of raise them like it was 1997. 1997, because 1997 was the last year before everything changed. That was the last year before technology, really before the internet, I say. 1997. And so I'm always like, let's have a summer of 97. Let's have a weekend of 97. And put your damn phones down, go outside, do something, make something, build something. And so I'm not saying the way they were raised is right or wrong, but it definitely was the Maine way. It was how a lot of kids in Maine are raised. And Maine has I think the least crime in the country. If not the least, it's probably in the top 3 to 5. Least crime, least homicides, least gun crime, and probably one of the states with the most guns per capita, and probably one of the states with the most hunting. But it's a way of life. And when you think about, like, well, why are things so different between, let's say, Maine and California, right? Let's take the two extremes, the furthest northeast and the furthest southwest. People don't realize that if you took all of Europe and you overlaid it on top of the United States, per square mile is almost exactly the same. It's like a few hundred or a few thousand difference in square miles. And think about Europe, right? From the the tip of Scotland all the way down to the tip of Italy. Think about all the countries and all the languages and all the cultures that are spread across Europe. And now think about America. We're 249 years into this thing. You don't think that the culture of Oregon or Washington or California is going to be different than the culture of Maine or Florida or Texas? I mean, each state, I look at each state almost like its own country. After 250 years, we have our own cultures, we have our own way of life, we have our own environment, and however much I would love things to grow together, culture to grow together, tradition and culture ultimately will be forced to grow apart. Just the way people are raised and where they come from. But I think it's important to remember we're all in America and we've got to respect each other's culture. So you shouldn't judge what we do in Maine or how our kids in Maine are raised. And we shouldn't judge how your kids on the West Coast or the Southwest or Middle America are raised. I think there's just got to be respect and understanding for that we live in a big, beautiful land, and we gotta appreciate those differences. So, anyways, it's my soapbox for the day. Peace.